Hi everybody, this is Sue at Sue Slims Down. It's time to see what I ate today.
Alright, for breakfast this morning I decided to have avocado egg toast. So I've got one slice of Healthy Life bread here for 1 point. I have 27 grams of fresh avocado for 1 point. My egg is 0 points. So 2 points on the avocado toast. 0 points for my 114 grams of tomato. I have 151 grams of fresh pineapple for 0 points. And I have my coffee, which has fat-free half and half in it. I'll have 2 cups of these for 2 points. 4 tablespoons of the fat-free half and half altogether. So breakfast this morning is a very filling 4 points. Decided to have my bigger meal for lunch today. So I'm having just a little bit of broccoli for 0 points, some watermelon for 0 points. I have 2 ground round patties. This weighed out at 8 points. 1 bun for 5 points. I have a tablespoon of ketchup on there that is 1 point. An onion for 0 points and mustard for 0 points. So let's see, 8, 13, 14 points. I think that's right, 14 points for breakfast, for lunch. So I believe that takes me to 18 points for the day, but I could be wrong on that. 8, 5, maybe, I don't know. I'll have to check and I'll let you know.
Well, hi everybody. It is Monday, July 8th. And I have shown you now my breakfast and my lunch. And a couple things I want to talk about today. First of all, you know how Weight Watchers talks about lifestyle changes? Well, before I get to that, let me tell you why I had such a big lunch. My lunch did turn out to be 14 points. I decided today that I wanted to have my bigger meal earlier in the day, especially because I was having beef, which I don't normally eat. And I had 8 points worth of the ground round cooked. And I decided to have the extra patty because yesterday I noticed I ate barely any protein. And last night I was really hungry. So I snacked on vegetables all night long just because I was hungry. So I decided to have that big lunch, which took me to 14 points right now. It was a 14-point lunch. Takes me to 18 points because I had a low point breakfast. I only had 4 points for breakfast. So I have 5 points left for dinner, which I'm really kind of planning on a 0 point dinner tonight because I have leftover chicken from last night that I'm going to make into a salad or put on top of a salad, and that'll be 0 points. And probably I'll have some yogurt and fruit, later. But I've had 2 servings of fruit already today, so maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But I had a vegetable tray here yesterday, so I'm, snacking on that if I get hungry. I'm not hungry right now because I had that big, huge lunch. I'm getting ready to head out to go do one of my mystery shops here in a few minutes. But while I'm thinking about this lifestyle change, I wanted to talk to you guys. I went back and I looked at my chart. Now, one of the reasons I weigh myself every day is because it keeps me focused. A lot of people go nuts weighing themselves every day. They can't handle it and they get too discouraged if they have a gain. I understand my body cycle that I'll have 2 or 3 days of a good loss, and then I'll gain for the next couple days, 0.2, 0.5. I've gained a pound or more overnight. That does not bother me because I know it's just my natural body cycle. And once you get a hold of that, weighing every day is not such a bad thing. I know Weight Watchers does not condone that. They don't want you to. They want you to go there to their scale every week. Well, I'm an online-only member, and I keep a spreadsheet in my computer, which I've shared with you guys before, where I keep track of not only my daily gain or loss, but my weekly gain or loss, my monthly, my yearly, the pounds I have to get to my goal or the halfway mark, which I'm working toward right now. And it keeps track of my BMI, the percentage of body weight I've lost. So I've got all this information right at my fingertips in my computer. That's one of the reasons I keep that going every single day. The other reason is I like to go back and look. Like, I went back and looked today where I was a year ago. Now, 2018 and the last part of 2017, as you know, were horrendous years for me. They are just horrendous. And I had a lot of fluctuation in my weight because I was not eating because I was nervous and sad and depressed, and then I was eating because I was nervous and sad and depressed. A year ago today, I weighed 34 pounds more than what I weigh right now. Now, the good thing about weighing myself every day is that it's easier for me to keep my gains in check. If I had not been weighing myself every day, it would have been easy for me to put on those 60 pounds that I lost, because as we all know, it goes on a whole heck of a lot faster than it comes off. But it helps me keep things in check. I'm pretty proud of the fact that I've lost 34 pounds in 1 year, from a year ago today. But when I go back and I look 2 years ago, I've only lost 14 pounds from where I was 2 years ago today. But 2 years ago today, life was a lot different for me. My husband was still around. My son was still around. I wasn't having the stresses that I had afterwards. I didn't have the big life changes that I had. And at that time, I was losing weight again. And, I typically gain weight during the holidays just because, on Christmas and Thanksgiving, I don't really keep track of what I eat. For me, those are times to enjoy with your family. And unfortunately, the way our society is set up and how we were all raised is that those celebrations are centered around food. And I'm an old Hungarian cook, and I just love to do that stuff. I love to cook the pastries and the big meals during the holidays, and I'm not going to apologize about that. So, anyway, some of the lifestyle changes that I've made as far as my weighing in every day. Like I said, it helps me keep in check if I do have a gain, like I had the last couple days. I was down today, but 2 days prior to that, I had put on a little bit, not much. I mean, it was like 0.6. I lost the 0.6 and then I gained it back. Again, my natural body cycle. And I had eaten at the casino on July 4th, and it took a couple days for that to alter register. And I figured that. Sodium is another thing that will do, especially when you get to be in your mid-60s. Sodium you hang on to that water weight, might not think, I think I even had maybe a couple glasses of Diet Coke, which has packed with sodium. I don't normally drink pop at all anymore. So all that stuff contributed. Even though I was walking and exercising, it still contributed. And if you don't drink water a lot, or enough water to flush it out of your system, sometimes it stays with you. So anyway, one big lifestyle change is I religiously look at that chart. I look to see what my daily progress is and make adjustments immediately. And I mean immediately. If I have a gain on a certain day, I'll look back at my app and say, okay, what did I eat yesterday? What time did I eat yesterday? Of course, the app doesn't tell you that, but you kind of know when you eat, because I cannot eat after 7 o'clock at night and lose weight. I have to stop. What kind of foods did I eat? Did I eat heavier foods? Like today I had beef, so maybe tomorrow there will be a little gain. But like I said, I needed the extra protein because I have not been eating enough protein the last couple days. And so adjustments like that, but the willingness and the desire to get myself in check immediately is a huge change. The other day I had that ice cream cone, and I knew I was going to go right up to the points. I think I still left 3 points on the table that day even with that ice cream cone. In days past, I would have gotten the supersize ice cream cone at the Mr. Freeze and maybe gone back a second time for another one. So I think the one thing that freestyle is teaching me is that it's okay to be human. It's okay to eat the things that you love, um, as long as we keep in mind that the basis for any diet or weight control system or method, I think, is just portion control. They used to say everything in moderation. Well, a lot of that is true. Everything in moderation. You can have what you want in moderation. With us, we count our points. I'm also counting calories now, and I will insert on my separate meal videos the calories that I'm consuming. And I was reading again yesterday online somewhere about how each day to lose weight, you should strive to burn off at least 500 more calories than what you intake. So I don't exercise at the gym. I have a gym membership. The reason I have that is because when I travel, especially if I'm out camping and there's no facilities available at the campground, then I can go to Planet Fitness and take a shower and walk the treadmill or something, But that's the reason I got the gym membership. Especially when the weather is nice like it is today. It's pretty pleasant here. The humidity has dropped. I walk. I clock usually between 3 and 7 miles a day walking. As that due to the dog, I take her out. But we have some very nice parks around here that I'll walk in. The old Sioux wouldn't have done that. I would have stayed inside in the air conditioning all day long. And anyway, freestyle is teaching me that it's okay to have a normal life. For instance, I had that gentleman friend over yesterday, and I had the foods here that he liked, and I cooked what I liked, and there was absolutely no problem doing that. I did not have to eat everything that he ate. Like, there's a bowl of potato salad in there that, I'm going to take over to my son today and tell him to eat it, because he'll eat it, I won't. And even though I like potato salad, I'm not going to eat that because I know it's not on my plan. So I don't feel deprived anymore. I remember years ago when I did Weight Watchers, and I think this is why I wasn't successful. I always felt deprived of the foods that I really enjoyed eating. When you first start a weight loss program, sometimes the changes are enormous and overwhelming. I don't feel that way on this program. I'm enjoying watching Sandy's videos while she's on vacation. She's enjoying her life. And when I was out camping there in South Carolina and Tennessee, I was enjoying myself and I was not feeling deprived. I was eating over a campfire, but I was eating stuff that I enjoy to eat. So anyway, those are just some reflective things. I am still way ahead of, or way down from where I was when I started. So on the days that I feel discouraged, and maybe I've had a gain, I'll go back and I'll look at that number again of where I was when I started. That number was 277.8. And I had already, when I logged that number in, I had already been on Weight Watchers for a couple weeks before I joined. I was following the program, and so I had probably dropped 10 pounds. So, I was close to 300 pounds when I started. And I know a lot of you, I don't know if any of you that watch me were like this, but I know that there are people that I watch that weigh more than 300 pounds, some close to 400 pounds, and sometimes they just get so tired of the struggle. Now, I know that is so true, but if I can do anything through my channel, I want to encourage everybody that it is possible to lose weight on freestyle. And we need to remember that we're changing our lives for the better. We're not in this for quick weight loss. It has taken me 3 years to lose 69.8 pounds. 3 years. But I would not change it for the world, because guess what? When I do go off the rails occasionally and I have a slight gain because I've lost it so slowly, it's easier to lose again. I mean, I always said I'm pretty good at maintenance. And the whole freestyle program is preparing us for that, for maintenance. So I know there for a while I was really discouraged with freestyle, and many of you are. I think I finally have a handle on it, though, in understanding that it's not about what we can or can't have. It's just about controlling the portions that we do have and enjoying ourselves in the meantime. I don't know if any of this is making sense to anybody. It just was something that was on my mind today that I thought I'd talk to you about. So, our body achieves what our mind believes. So, I believe that I am going to get to my goal. And like I've told you, I have a goal number set, but it's not set in stone. It's not engraved in anything. When I get closer down there to where I want to be, and I'm telling you, I will readjust things. Right now, an example, and I've told you this before. When I started the year in 2019, I told you what my goals were. And I told you that I wanted to lose 90 pounds this year. Well, I've only lost about 25 so far this year. So I shouldn't say I've not only lost, I've said, because 25 pounds is still pretty good. But I've lost 25 pounds and it's July. So am I going to lose 90 pounds by the end of the year? No, that's okay. Could I lose half of that? Sure. So right now, that's my tentative goal, is to lose 45 by the end of the year. So the goals that we set, I think, need to be realistic and adjustable. When you think about your whole life, all the goals that you had for your life, how many times have you had to readjust those goals? When I was in high school, I wanted to be a music teacher. And I wanted to go to college straight out of high school and teach for 30 years and then retire. That did not happen. I did go to college right out of high school briefly, but then guess what? My mom got sick and died of cancer, and I had a younger brother at home that I did not want his life to sacrifice. He wanted to be a doctor, and so I dropped out of college, and I went to work, and I helped him financially so he could get through college and not have to worry about anything. So I finally went back and graduated from college at the age of 50. This is after I didn't get married till I was in my 30s, almost my mid-30s. My last son was born 2 weeks after I turned 45 years old. So he was just a little baby when I went back to college. I had 5 kids. Graduated with my undergrad when I was 50. And a few years, I didn't get my, so that was, what year was I 50? 2003. I graduated with my undergrad degree. In 2009, I got my master's degree. So I always tell kids it's never too late to go back to school. But I had to readjust that goal. And then did I teach for 30 years? No. And again, when I landed my first teaching job, and actually the only teaching job I ever had, was I wanted to teach for 15 years. Because by that time, I'd be this age. And I had to readjust that goal when my husband got sick. I ended up teaching 12 because he was got to the point where he was in and out of the hospital so much. I was missing a lot of work, just, so I could be at the hospital to talk to the doctors and come up with a plan of action for him. So I taught 12 years instead of 15. So there's another goal adjusted. So my point is, we're always constantly adjusting goals. But Weight Watchers Freestyle allows us to do that. And there are a lot of naysayers. You need to find what works for you. I had to learn how to work the program. I was expecting the program to work for me instead of me learning how to work the program, if that makes any sense. So, anyway, that's my rant for today. I'll be back and show you my dinner after I decide for sure what I'm going to have. But right now, I'm thinking it's going to be a 0 point dinner. Like right now, I have 18 points. I'm drinking another bottle of water, and then I'm going to go do my mystery shop. Come back and probably walk the dog for a while, and then have dinner. So I'll be back later. Hope you guys are enjoying your Monday, and I hope you're having just as good a weather as we are having right here. So I'll be back soon.
I made a change in my dinner tonight. Still 0 points. I have 202 grams of wild caught salmon. This was on a kebab that I dekebabbed. Anyway, it's 0 points, and all I have is a little bit of salt and pepper on it, and a couple sprays of the butter spray. And then there's just some grilled peppers. I have some tomatoes, carrots, and celery. This is all 0 points, which keeps me at 18 points right now. Here's my quote for the week. Success in life comes when you simply refuse to give up, with goals so strong that obstacles, failures, and loss only act as motivation. And here is a look at my planner for today. You can see for breakfast I had 4 points, 287.2 calories. My lunch, or my burgers, that was 14 points and 636.3 calories. Took me up to 18 points and 923.5 calories. And then for dinner, I had the salmon kebab deconstructed, 0 points, 405.1 calories. Took my total calories up to 1,328.6, which is right around where I want to be during the day. I burned 1,864, so I was at my goal. I burned 535.4 calories more than what I took in. So it was a good day on plan. Just wanted you all to be able to see that. This is how I do my planner. I write down my food for every meal, figure out the calories. You know, the Weight Watchers app is great for the calories. So there it was, my day.